Now we're gonna move to text areas, checkboxes, radio buttons, and so on. So we're gonna create another form. Okay. So let's have a line break and then a horizontal line. Then let's create a new form where we're gonna place all these other inputs. Okay, so let's start with text areas. So text area, we're going to use the text area tag. Okay, let's define a number of rows. Okay, let's go for 5 rows and let's give it an ID, comments, for example. Okay, now we're going to use the same class we used for the other inputs earlier. So it's going to be form control. Okay, now you can already see that the width is now 100%. Let's add a label. So let's just, okay, we're going to use the for attributes. So we're looking at comments. Let's add some text there, comments. Okay, so let's move to something else. Let's move to checkboxes. Okay, let's create a simple checkbox. So if you remember the syntax, so we're going to go for input tag, and then the type is checkbox. Okay. Okay, let's have a value for our checkbox. Say, for example, value 1, and let's give it an ID. Checkbox 1, for example. And let's place all this inside a label. Checkbox 1. Okay. Okay, that looks better. All right. So we're gonna do, we are going to place the whole checkbox with a label inside a div. Okay, and we're gonna give that div a special class checkbox, so that we can see some basic styling where we are gonna have some we're gonna optimize the spacing basically. So the div is gonna be of class checkbox. Now you can see how the checkbox is styled. Okay. All right, so let's create another checkbox using the same method. This time we're going to change this value is 2 and it's checkbox 2. Okay. Okay. So we can disable the checkbox by adding another class to the div. It's going to be the class disabled. Now you can see that this checkbox is disabled. All right. Okay. So now let's move to radio buttons. Let's have a line break and a horizontal line. Okay. So let's create a simple radio button using basic HTML. So it's going to be input of type radio. Let's give it a name, radios, and let's have an ID for this one, radio 1. And also let's have a value, option 1, for example. Okay, and let's place everything inside a label. Add some text there. Radio option 1. Okay. Okay, that looks all right. Okay, and now, as we have done with checkboxes, we're going to take the whole thing, the inputs with the label, and we're going to place everything inside a div. Okay, and we're going to give this div a class radio. Okay, you can see how the styling has changed. Okay, so let's have another radio button and another one. So let's just change the ID and value. So this one is going to be radio 2, option 2, radio 3, option 3. Okay, we got the same name for all. Okay, you can see that we can only select one of these. All right. If you want to display these radio buttons using the inline display, we can just add another class okay, next to the radio class. We can use radio inline. Okay, and we can do the same thing for all of them. Okay, and now you can see the inline display. We can do the same thing for checkboxes. Okay, so the class is going to be checkbox inline, pretty straightforward. And the same thing for the other checkbox. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the select inputs. So let's create a, okay, let's have a line break, the horizontal line. Okay, and let's create a simple select using the select tag. So we need to have options. Okay, so the first one, second one, third one. Okay, let's go for 3 options. So option 1, and then option 2, and option 3. Okay, so far we have used basic HTML, and we have just a drop-down menu where we can select any of these options. Now we're gonna add a class to the select tag. So it's the form control class, and now you can see how the layout has changed. Okay. Also, if we want to be able to select multiple options in one go, then we can just add the keyword multiple, okay, inside the tag, and now we'll be able to select many options. So we can select option 1 and 2 by selecting both, or select all of them, okay, or select 1 and 3 using the control button. Okay. Okay, so now let's add one more thing. Let's create a simple text input and make it disabled. So input, so type text, so class form control, okay, text input for the placeholder. Okay, so to make this text input disabled, we just add the word disabled inside the tag. So now you can see that we cannot add any text inside that input, and we can do the same thing. So we have done that with checkboxes. We can do the same thing with the radios. So let's say the third radio button, if we add disabled there, we will not be able to select that one. Okay.